Hello and welcome to another Iceberg video. We are finally back with another episode of Bloons Tower Defense Battles 2. It's gotten an update and there's a lot to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it right away though, because I'm assuming you don't want me to do that. Now we've got some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that I technically got back into this game yesterday, and after I was done playing, I found out I wasn't even recording. The good news is that although the Play with Fire event was interesting, albeit a little bit rage-inducing, ranked battles were not available back then, but they are here now. Now the plan for this episode is going to be a bit different from what I've recently done. I mean, I say recently, I haven't played this game in over 6 months. Instead of comparing towers, we're going to compare two entirely different teams, and this includes the hero. So I'm going to introduce the first team. I don't think I can do so right away. We'll do it at the first ranked battle. So first off, looks like my opponent isn't happy with this map either. I'm okay with this one. So my opponent goes for Oben Greenfoot as well, and my first team is going to be Oben Greenfoot, the Dartwing Gunner, the Bomb Tower, and the Wizard. I played with this team in the Play with Fire event, and I got a few wins out of it, so we'll see what happens here. So we're underway, and my opponent has gone for his hero. I'm going to do the same.
The spirits of revenge shall be swift and kind.
We are right at round 1, and my opponent's sending balloons right away here. We gotta get something quick. I'm gonna set up a Wizard Monkey. Gonna go for... Gonna wait a little bit and try and set up a Fireball as soon as we can, and there it is. No balloons are slipping through for them. That's totally against the rules here. I think my opponent's gotten a couple of upgrades. Oh wow, my opponent also has a Wizard Monkey. So we pretty much are playing copycat here. I'll set up another Wizard Monkey right about here. Go for another Fireball.
Sweet.
No balloons are already out, but I'm just going to go for upgrades within my towers. I'm not going to send out any more balloons from here unless my opponent is still sending some balloons out, and it looks like he is.
Awesome.
I'm going to set up the Bomb Tower. I'm going to set up some pink balloons as well. I think they could deal with those. Alright, gonna try and go for, let's say, the missile launcher. Gonna try and go for the white balloons now. It looks like my opponent can deal with it. Gonna try and get some upgrades for some of my Wizard Monkeys here. Go for bigger bombs as well with the tower. It's a highly defensive game at the moment. Gonna send out balloons a little more. Probably could have gone for a Dartwing Gunner. Now I'm going to do so. And my opponent has a banana farm here, so it looks like he's going to get some extra income with that. I bet he's got a Super Monkey as well at this point. Alright, we are on to round 8. Set up the purple heart balloons here. Looks like they can deal with it. Got the banana farm and the banana farmer, and we get first blood. And it is not a Super Monkey, it is a pilot for my opponent's last tower. Is that a good call? I mean, it's kind of working, and my opponent goes for his first power-up. Alright, so I'm going to get some upgrades now. The faster barrel spin should be pretty helpful. Try and set up some more zebra balloons. Oh, they're dealing with it pretty well. Let's see if the lead camo balloons work. They might not be working. Got a lot of pressure on them. Got something to deal with it now. So it is, I think, the Wizard Monkey that is dealing with these camo balloons. And speaking thereof, they've got some against us. Can we catch him in time? There it is! It got dangerously close at the end, but it was a case of too little, too late. Good way to open, but not a bad effort from my opponent, to be fair. Let's go for the multiplier, shall we? Looks like we're going to go with the same map here, or are we? I'm fine with the Dino Graveyard. My opponent is going for Quincy. Same team as last time. On to the next game. My first piece of business here, I'm going to go for the hero right in the middle. My opponent for Quincy. So both heroes are out right away. My opponent isn't sending out balloons here, so what am I going to go for next? Oh, my opponent's gone for a Dartling Gunner, so I'm just going to hold back. And I'm going to set up a Dartling Gunner myself. I'm going to play a little game of Copycat here. That is a very good way to deal with all those balloons. Going to go for advanced targeting and focused firing. I'm going to go for an apprentice right at the start. Get some guided magic. Fireball. I feel like crowding the spawn point could be a good idea. So I'm going to go for another Wizard Monkey. Intense magic. And the fireball as well. My opponent is going for a sniper. Already got some upgrades within him. So now I'm going to set up a bomb tower right in the middle. Go for bigger bombs and a faster reload. And here's the missile launcher.
All right.
Gonna set up some black balloons this way. I do think my opponent might be able to deal with it, and they go for another sniper. That's proving to be pretty helpful, but is it helpful enough? Oh, it feels like... okay, they're going for a power-up. I'm gonna go for an Arcane Blast, Monkey Sense with the other wizard, on to round 8. I'm gonna try the heavy bombs here. Opponent goes for another Dartling Gunner. Once again, both of us are looking pretty good defensively. Might be subject to change. They might need to step it up here. If they've got the Hydro Rocket Pops, those are pretty expensive, but that could end up being a game changer. Ooh, I just realized I don't think they've got anything to deal with lead balloons. I might be wrong. Oh yeah, I think the sniper could deal with them. Alright, I'm gonna take a bit of a risk here. They could probably deal with zebra balloons, right?
Sweet.
Yeah. Shoot, we cannot deal with the lead camo balloons here. Oh, that reminds me. I need to get some more upgrades in elsewhere, but even then, it might be too late. Yeah, too slow in dealing with lead camo balloons this time. That's gonna be game. And my opponent gets a clean sweep as well.
Piece of cake.
Okay, so 1 win and 1 loss so far. And 1 more game remaining with this team. My opponent's going for Cyber Quincy this time. So let's see what we can do. Here we go again, and I'm going to go for my hero once again.
Revenge shall be swift and terrible.
My opponent goes for a bomb tower. My opponent's also got a tack shooter. And he's going for 2 for the price of, well, technically 2. Trying to see if we can catch him off guard. What is that? it might be the Autobot. So sending some balloons automatically, but we do get first blood here. I'm gonna go for a Darkling Gunner. Auto balloons slipping through slowly, so they've got to get upgrades as soon as possible before I do something like this. While they go for another bomb tower, that should be able to help. And I'm just going to keep at it for now. My opponent set up his hero. It's at a pretty good time. I'm going to get some upgrades with my Darkling Gunner. Gone for powerful darts there. A couple are starting to slip through, but I'm going to keep sending on some more balloons. And they go for a wizard right at the very end. They'll need to make a bit of a comeback. We've got to start getting a bit ruthless with these balloons. You might be seeing why they're trying to fight back here. Yet still a couple are slipping through. But not enough, and they've got some balloons of their own. Are they going to fight back in time? They will not, and that will be another clean sweep. You've got 2 wins out of 3 with our first team, so it's going to be pretty challenging to beat that. Got a battle chest to open. Probably nothing of note inside here. So I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if that was there last time, but it's a bit of a progression bar for something. So before moving on to the next team, we've got to talk about the hero. So it looks like all of the heroes are available now, and on top of that, they've got alternate versions that are cheaper than the originals. At least I think they are. We're about to find out. So my hero for the second team is actually... I've just realized you've got to get 40,000 points to unlock your alternate character. So I'm not going to go for Scientist Gwendolyn. I don't really have enough money to get anyone else but Stryker Jones. I'm just going to take Quincy as the hero. I'm not going to spend $3,000 on that. At least not yet. So a new map underway, and my opponent also goes for Quincy. So my new team will consist of the Tack Shooter, the Spike Factory, and I'm going to say, tough call, I'll go for the Alchemist. I'm just thinking of a new team off the top of my head, so not too confident heading into these next 3 games. So what are we going to do? We're going to start off with the hero. Oh, my opponent is playing Copycat again. We pretty much had the exact same idea. But my opponent's going to need a bit more to deal with those balloons. And there it is. There's the Buccaneer. I'll tell you what, the Buccaneer is probably one of the most underrated towers out there. You know what? I might need to clear these as well. So I'm going to set up a Spike Factory, I'll say around here. I'm going to go for long range. I'm going to send out some yellow balloons. My opponent's got a Ninja Monkey as well. I forgot about that. I'm going to go for the Tack Sprayer with this one, and I'll set up another Tack Shooter, and this one is going to be with the Blades. My opponent has gone for the Wizard Monkey here, so I think he's using all 4 of his towers. I'm going to try and upgrade the Spike Factory here. Shoots. Okay, a couple still might slip through here. They've got the pressure. Trying to get a couple of Tack Shooters and all, but that is not working whatsoever. I think they just might wrap it up here with that. Not enough with the spike factory or anything else, really. And that's going to be a clean sweep once again. Why is it that my opponents almost always, well, not almost always, but sometimes making fun of me like that? Probably just because it's perfectly legal. We both go for Quincy again. I haven't set up the Alchemist in the previous games, so is it going to be of any use here? We'll find out. So here we are again, and I'm going to set up the Alchemist this time. I'm going to set up a tack shooter as well. My opponent goes for his hero. I'm going to do the same. Just going to set up another tack shooter now. My opponent goes for the Buccaneer. And I'm going to set up a spike factory. This might not be the best spot for it, but I'll see what else I can do. My opponent goes for a couple of engineers. Already got a couple of upgrades. I completely forgot how underrated the engineer could be. You could probably take this to the later stage because neither of us are really sending out any balloons of note. Yes. So I'm just gonna get a couple of upgrades in. Can you guys even see the spikes? Because I cannot. They are very much hidden on this map. Alright, so I'm going to set up another Alchemist here. Acidic mixture dip. Do we go for any balloons yet? Oh, it looks like my opponent's doing so, I think. So we're going to try and catch him a little bit off guard. It looks like they can deal with it. Had to get a couple of upgrades with the Buccaneer. So I'm going to try and be as consistent with them as I can. I do think one of them could slip through, and there it is. I think. Yep, there's first blood. So now I'm going to go for the heart balloons. Purple as well. They don't really seem like they're coming out as quickly as the black ones. Looks like they can deal with those. They can deal with the zebra balloons as well. That little stopgap, I forgot about that. I think it's called the pin. I remember using the engineer a couple of episodes ago, and it was pretty fun, to be fair. Now we can go for a blade shooter. And with the other one, I'm going to go for some hot shots. Alright, let's see if these lead camo balloons work. Oh, they most certainly do not. Okay, maybe they kind of do. That could be very helpful. That is game. I did not realize the ceramic camo balloons would do that. So we've gotten one win with this new team. One more battle to go. This new team could tie up the score with the old one. Just a reminder that my old team has gotten 2 wins. So this last game is a must-win for this second team. My opponent goes for Quincy again, and we're underway in the garden. So what I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to go for my hero. My opponent does the same. I'm going to set up a tack shooter as well right at the beginning. And you know what? I'll go for another tack shooter. Alright, next piece of business, I'll go for an Alchemist. My opponent's got the Dartling Gunner. Looking to remove his obstacle. Now I'm just gonna send out some balloons. Might be a bit of a risk though. And that risk is not going to pay off. The Dartling Gunner can deal with all that pretty easily here. So I'm just going to send out some balloons. My opponent's now doing the same. Got to be aware that sending out balloons can get some extra income here. But a couple of balloons are slipping through on our side. And I don't know if these tack shooters are really helpful. I don't think they've helped us enough yet. It looks like one's going to slip through here. Possibly. I'm not too sure. They could get first blood pretty soon with the way they're playing. And there it is. Still got a couple of balloons slipping through. My opponent's very consistent with them. The Spike Factory is now underway. Maybe could go for faster production. Alright, let's see what I can do now. My opponent's got a Dartling Gunner on him, and that, at the moment, I was going to say at the moment, that's all that's really needed, the Dartling Gunner, but they do set up a Wizard Monkey as we catch on to them. And that Fireball is going to be very, very helpful. It looks like they've set up another Wizard Monkey right at the very end. So I'm going to set up another Alchemist. Try and go for the Heart Balloons here.
Seriously?
The pressure's on. They're starting to wake up again. They've broken past the spikes, and I do think they could wrap it up pretty soon.
Awesome.
Haven't really done enough with those tack shooters. And that will be that. A tough way to go out, but it does wrap up the summary of this video. And it's a predictable summary as well. The first team was just a lot easier to work with than this one is. Maybe in the next video we'll find another team that provides more of an impact. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed, feel free to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll talk to you in the next video. You know what? Let's go for the multiplier. Why not?